Hello everybody, this is Naomi. I am doing a video over my Sensational 15. It's an art journal prompt. I started doing this with Jane Brown. And I had never done one, and I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, you learn a lot of different things with this. But this, I started out with these rings here. Didn't think that, 30 days worth of prompts would make it expand. So I just come back and I tied some strong black thread through it, like you would use for bookbinding. So this is my cover page, and this is the back of my album. And I went ahead and I put a pocket here. That way if I found some things I wanted to save in it, I could. This is my cover page. Okay, so each day has a different prompt, and this was consensus for day 1. Day 2 is frames, and all I did, I just took flowers, decorated the background, put my 30-day thing, and dated it here. I put me some flowers and butterflies. This is day 2, which is frames, and I used 2 different style frames. Just so happened the day that this was, I lost my grandmother, which is right here. This is her when she was younger. This is her as a middle-aged. This is her as, a little bit before she passed. This is my grandfather. So I thought this was an appropriate time to make something special for them. They're both in heaven now. But I'd also be able to use different frames, background frames, and an actual frame to put them in. The third day was color pencils, so I just found me a color and book page, and I used my color and pencils and colored it in. Day 4 are tags. So this is the tags that I made. And then I just decorated and made me a pocket to put them in to kind of match with the tags that I made. Day 4 is die cuts. So I used die cut butterflies, die cut flowers, greenery, some hearts here and here. So day 5 is a collage. So I took some papers in the background, like wood, and then I took some regular paper and I took some lace and put this little girl, this, and made my collage. This is an upscale. This was a M&M bag, and I made it into a pocket. A lot of people wouldn't believe that, but I did. I took and I sewed my papers. I opened the bag where it would open up on the sides rather than the ends, and I took and I sewed my paper and my lace to the M&M bag. See, you can see it there where it says M&M, and I just made a pocket for it. So I thought that was kind of, upscaling something from trash to something pretty. So this page here is scrapbook paper. So I took and used these half circles. It's out of different scrapbook paper. Put some brown background paper with some floral, and then there's some like writing paper here. Same day that this took place, I lost my Aunt Ruby. So I thought this would be a good time to put her in here. So I did that. Quotes. I had two different ones that I really liked. It says, "A man travels the world over in search of what he needs and returns home to find it." And that was by George Moore. The second one, "The happiest moment of my life have been the few which I have passed at home in the blossoms of my family." And that was put out by Thomas Jefferson. And then I just decorated my page with some birds and flowers, and so there's that one. Let's see, day 9. This will be day 10. Day 10 was book pages. So this is a book page out of an old, like a recipe type book. And I thought this would be a good place you could journal. But I wanted all of like the old vitamins. And like vitamin B12, you got 100 tablets for $1.49 or 500 for $6. I thought, hey. And then here, these are just some more book pages. And I made a pocket. Made some more tags. Just to go with it. Number 13, day 11, September the 11th, was insects. So I made this little pocket, and I used the flower background. Then I come back and put butterflies and dragonflies, bees, ants, ladybugs, stuff like that for my insects, which I thought was pretty cool. Okay, so day 12 was fruit. I didn't have a lot of fruit things, but I had this napkin that had these fruits on it, so I decoupaged it to the paper and made like a belly band out of it. I just kind of matched up where the belly band would use and got another piece of it and did it over the top of it, because that's the whole page there. So I thought that was pretty cool. And day 13, the color was purple. Purple happens to be my favorite color. I love this purple sunset, the purple butterfly. So I made a tag with some purple ribbon and lace, and found this that said my favorite color is purple, which was the purple background. I like purple hibiscuses, and my favorite car is a 69 Camaro, and I just happened to find one that was in purple. So that's what I did for that. Day 14 was using rubber stamps, so I got out all of my stamps, very stamps. I did a background in my Distress Oxide inks, made the background, and then did the stamping on here. Then day 15 was upside down. So everything on my page, my music sheets are upside down, my music's upside down, this page here is upside down. So I also decided I would make some upside down tags. And I made 2 of those, and everything that we put on them is upside down, other than it. I put on here just trust your crazy ideas, which I thought was pretty good for this little experiment that we were doing here. And I didn't realize that this page was supposed to go here. I started a new one, so I just left that one blank. This one is lace, so I put some lace down the side, found this beautiful paper, and I fussy cutted out this flower here and backed it with some lace, and I made this card here, and I put some more lace to match here, and that's that page. So day 14 was washi tape. So I just took strips of washi, as you see here. I just stripped them all the way down, and then I made a page where you could write on. And then if you look real closely, I used this washi tape right here to make my flip page, and then I used this washi tape to hold the page on, and that gave me a little bit more writing space. And this is a washi sticker. So there's that. Day 18 was music. So I backed my back page with a music from a music book. I found some instruments and some notes. Then I found this here, and it was in a magazine, and it said music, and it has different titles of songs, and then it had the guitar on it. I thought that would be just perfect. So that's where I come up with that at. And this one was ribbon, and it really didn't click on what to do with the ribbon. So I come out with this idea. I made a waterfall where you could put pictures and stuff in, and just tied it with the ribbon closing. And there was a couple that really stumped me, and I wasn't getting anywhere, so I did the best that I could do. This one is fabric. So I took, this is a piece of fabric here, so I took and made it out of a pocket. And I put some music sheet down, put some florals down, used this, trimmed it out with some lace, made a card to go with it, and I put on it, remember the now. So there's that. And then this one was hand stitched. So I took some old cross stitch material, and I stitched in flowers, did a real pretty background, made a couple of flower tags to put in the pocket. Then the next one is joy. Well, joy to me happens to be my family, which is my husband, my daughter, and my granddaughter that's with me at all times. So I went that way. They are my joy. They are my rock. So I had to give that credit to them. And I just trimmed it out with some pretty lace, with some flowers, used some hearts, and I went with that. Day 23 is pockets. So I made a 5 pocket. This one slides in the very back. And you have a pocket here. And then you have this pocket right here. And then you have a pocket here. I love this idea because you can get a lot of things in it and it not take up a lot of space. And if you hear the dog's squeaky toy, he's outside playing. So, and then this one is vellum. So I made a vellum pocket tag, and I cut out the center here with one of my dies, which I have right here. It just goes like this. Cut that die out, and then I glued the vellum inside. I put me a butterfly, put butterflies on the front, put me some lace and some bling, and then over here I made a vellum pocket, and I put this little other piece of decorative, and then just where I could slide that in and you could still see the other section. And then paints. This one throwed me, and as you see, it is still blank. I don't do a lot of paints. I really have to be working on a certain, it's either mixed media. Don't do water paints. I guess it's something that I need to work on and try to learn more of. But I left that blank because it froze me. I couldn't come up with any ideas, so I just left it. And it just was not coming to me. This was also a day that I've lost 4 people very close to me within a month's time. So this month has been very hectic. So certain days it didn't click. So I went with, and as you see, I didn't do anything to this page. So I'm just going to leave it alone. This one I fell in love with. I love this. It was torn edges. So I took, I got me one of those tear rulers, and I tore the edges around here, laid my music sheet. Then I made me a corner pocket, and I did the same thing with it. And then I took some decorative paper, and I ripped it out. Then I made a tag and did the same thing with it. And I think it turned out pretty good. And I'm really beginning to like this torn edge style. So I think it's really going to become a part of me. And I like the way the ribbon or the lace and looks on it. So, and then this one, which was wood. So I used a wood, like fence background, which would have been wood. Then I found a bunch of wooden butterflies to go with the flowers on it. So there's my wood. Birthday. So I had this. It's in wrapping paper. So I took this wrapping paper and I used it as a background, and then I made a birthday card to go on it. And I put some beautiful lace down the side. This was another one that confused me. Labels. I was thinking labels like on bottles, labels on products. And then, I thought, there's all kinds of labels. Labels that you put words on. Labels that, So I just started finding different things. Even though this is a seed pack, it's still a label. So, like I said, I just found a bunch of labels and put them together. Hardware. One other thing that some of my thoughts was, I put screws, heads on here. A tag. This here, I used a brad, and this is a rivet, a nut, what do you call them? A nail. So I just used that as my hardware. This was one of those things that it throwed me. I mean, I wasn't thinking, like labels that you get from a hardware store, which I've seen somebody use that. And I thought, nope, I've already done it this way. This is the way we're doing it. And that is, as you see, that is my last day. And on my last day, I put a pocket back here. So we are going to be doing an October one. And if anybody is interested in joining us, let me know. And I will let Joan Brown know. And maybe we can get you involved and get to doing some of these, because these are actually pretty fun. So if you like my video, hit the like and subscribe. And I hope everyone has a happy and blessed day. Thank you.